Hi, everybody. How are you? My name is Rose Joshua. Welcome back to Family and Finance. So, in Family and Finance, we help you with free information that will assist you in your financial decisions. In this episode, I'm going to be continuing on our job trap series. So, we've covered job trap 1, 2, 3, parts 1, 2, and 3. And today we'll continue with part 4. So I'm going to share my screen and basically talk about part 4, which I'm titling your plan B. So part 4 is must have a plan B for passive income. Must have. Okay. Must have. So in part 1, we basically introduced the series by talking about why people keep their jobs even though they hate their jobs. In part 2, we said, okay, you might have a PhD in XYZ, but that's just to put food on the table. But you really need to find a job in an area that ties with your destiny, not necessarily in your academic area. Part 3, we looked at one of the reasons why people work till they drop. People work to old age. And part 4 today, we're going to look at how to salvage the problem, how to solve that problem of working till we drop. Okay. So people work till old age essentially because they still don't have enough money to retire. But that's really not the problem. There's an underlying, there are underlying reasons why people work till old age. But essentially, the symptoms are that they haven't obtained or saved enough for retirement. Somebody can say to you, oh, I'm working till 70 because I love my job. I love what I do. Sometimes I think that's absolute BS. Why? Because if they really, really love what they do, why don't they do it for free? So if they're not doing it for free, that's because they don't have enough money saved up for retirement. Okay. So don't listen to people who tell you that they work till 70 because they love what they do. That's actually not the case. So the real problem is something I call a one-legged table. So the one-legged table, have you ever seen a table stand on one leg? Can it stand on one leg? Absolutely not. Okay. So a table needs at least 2 legs, depending on the shape of it, but most times 3 legs or more. Okay. But definitely a one-legged table cannot stand. So the challenge is that people rely on one leg to hold their table of life. So if you're holding your table of life on one job, the question is, what would happen if anything happened to that job? That's actually a deep question for another episode of this series. But for today, we're just going to touch the surface and indicate that the biggest problem, the biggest reason people work till they drop is because they're depending on one leg all their work life. Okay. So that's the real problem. And that's the single channel, a single stream of income, a single pipeline of income. So we work for starting from age 18 or 22 or 25 or whenever, and we work till 65, 67, 70 in the phase in which we are saving money for the rest of life. So in the previous part, I had shown you if somebody lives to 80 years, they save to age 65 and then they live another 15 years and we're just spending the money. If they live to 100 years, then they are spending for another 35 years. But whatever it is, the spending phase is a phase in which there is no new income. There is no new influx of income. When people say they have retirement income, in those cases, they're basically spending what they had previously saved. So it's not real income, it's not new, it's not a new infusion into their finances. It's just something that they have saved that they are now managing judiciously, carefully, frugally, just so they don't outlive their savings. Because there's something called longevity risk. And longevity is good. It's a blessing to live long. I want to live to 105. But the problem with longevity is it becomes a risk factor if the person does not have enough money. When you outlive your money, you have longevity risk. Okay? So that's the real problem, is that people depend on one stream of income, one leg of a table, to carry them for the rest of their life, not worrying about the risks that go with that. Okay? So basically the income stops at when you retire. And unfortunately, even if you have worked till age 65 for 47 years, 48 till age 70 for 53 years or whatever, for as long as it took you to work to save that, what if something happens to the point where your money finishes way before you planned for it? Why? Because life happens. Life happens, like, somebody could get sick and end up going to an old people's home or a rehabilitation center, or, things could happen that would drain the money. Okay. And I have seen many cases where somebody retired and then had to go back to work by force. Okay, not because they wanted to, but because they have to, they have no choice. So the savings could be depleted, things could happen, somebody could get sick. Um, and so you find that many retirees return to work whether they like it or not. And some people find that they may never retire. So some people say, oh, I'm going to work till I'm 90. I love my job. It's because they cannot retire. They don't have the money to retire. And so if you look around you, have you seen any old people working? People who are 70, people who are in their late 60s, still working. That's what I'm talking about. I traveled recently to Texas, and at the airport, I met a gentleman who is in his 70s, late 70s, still working, still working. And so it's a serious problem in North America, or around the world today. So we really need to think about it. We need to think about the number of channels, number of legs we have on our table. So what if, what if we re-strategize? What if we replan our lives? What if we restructure our employee or job situation so that the new income never ends? Because with a one-legged table, your new income ends when you retire. Okay? And then you start spending what you saved. But if we re-strategize, if we think about it, we can have a situation where new income never ends for as long as you live. Even after you're dead, the new income is still there. Let's think about it. Because if you really want to think about it, when you have a job and you retire and you're going to retirement phase and you're collecting a pension, when somebody passes away, their pension ends. When somebody leaves a job, their income, the salary or whatever income ends. But we're looking at a situation where your new income never ends, even after you're gone. So let's stop and think about it. And when we think, we can come up with solutions. So today I'm going to talk about something called passive income. So when you have a job and you work from 9 to 5, or you work from 8 to 4, or you work from 7 to 3, or 3 to 3, however number of hours are in your shift, you are in active income, meaning that if you don't work, you don't get paid. Okay, so if you have a job, try not working for 2 weeks and see whether they will pay you. No, you won't get paid. Why? Because it's active income. No work, no pay. You work, you get paid. You report your hours, you clock in, clock out, you get paid. You don't clock in, no money. That's active income. And the opposite of that is passive income, which is money that you earn with little or no work. Some of it comes without you getting up in the morning to do anything, right? But passive income comes with a lot of setup time. You need to set it up, okay? There's a setup phase, and then there's an autopilot phase in which you get automatic income, okay? The setup phase is not easy. Sometimes we talk about these things, it's not as easy as we say. It's work, but it is work that is worth it. It's like a farmer going to till his land. It's work, hard work. But when the harvest comes, then you enjoy it. You know that the hard work was worth it. So passive income requires hard work, setup phase, and then sit back and relax, autopilot, automatic income phase. Okay? So what if we then did that? So you would now have more than one channel of income, more than one leg on the table, more than one stream, more than one pipeline. In the one pipeline, you have a job in the black one here. You have a job in which you work for income. And in the blue pipeline here, second channel, you set up the automatic income, and they have the automatic income with minimal work after some time. And in the last line at the bottom, you can basically choose to retire whenever you want, okay? So the black line ends when you decide, I'm tired, sick and tired of 9 to 5, sick and tired of 8 to 4. I'm gonna stop now. Why? Because I now have automatic passive income. And then you can choose whenever to retire, whenever to fire your boss in the main job, okay? And so in that phase one, which is the active income phase, you're working and you're setting up passive. And in the second phase, the blue line continues and you have passive income for life, and actually passive income past your lifetime, all right? And then you can choose to retire anytime along the line. So by doing that, you redefine retirement. So retirement changes from, oh, I'm going to retire when I'm 65, or I'm going to retire after I've worked for 30 years. Retirement changes to when you have developed your passive income to the target amount that you can live comfortably on autopilot. So let's say you need, after all your mortgage is paid, no bills, no loans, just, you relaxing, eat your food, pay your electricity and basic things that you have to deal with every day for the rest of your life. Those utilities like gas for heat, especially in winter. So basic things like that. If let's say you need, say, $3,000 a month for just to live a comfortable, quiet life. All right. Let's say that's what you need. When you develop your passive income to autopilot $36,000 a year, then you're good to go. No mortgage to pay. So you don't need to balloon that. The 3,000 is just for you to eat your bread, your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, right? And when you hit autopilot on that amount, then you can retire. Let's say you determine that your retirement need is 60,000 a year. You need 5,000 to just have your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and pay for your gas. Then when you hit 60,000, then you can retire. So retirement then becomes the point at which I hit my autopilot passive income. All right. And what is that amount is really up to you. But the point is that you no longer need to work 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. All you need to do is maintain your income relationships. When I say income relationships, it could be human beings who you have delegated to do work that eventually comes back to you. It could be investments, so you're dealing with agents that are managing your money. Whatever it is, you just need to have 1 to 2 hours in which you keep track of things and you manage your income relationships. And that's you redefining your retirement. So I have an assignment for you. Assignment number 4. Assignment number 4, around your plan B. If all you have today is one job, this is for you. Pay close attention. If all you have today is that one-legged table, I'm going to show you that picture again. The one-legged table. If that's all you have is a job, pay close attention and do this exercise. It could save your life, okay? So here is your assignment number 4. Stop and think for a little bit of time. What can you set up now that will eventually run on autopilot at some point, okay? My next part 5, is going to bring us closer to home. But for now, your assignment is, what can you set up that will eventually run on autopilot? So I want you to go back to your notebook and identify at least two, not one, at least 2 areas of passive income that you can start. Okay? 2 areas of passive income that you can start. Create a plan to set it up and build it over the next 7 to 10 years. Okay? A plan to set up and build that business, those 2 businesses or more, over the next 7 to 10 years. Now, take these 7 to 10 years, break them down into short-term, medium-term goals and targets. So it could be weeks, months, years. Execute a timeline and be intentional. You gotta build your self-confidence. You gotta tell yourself that this is doable. It is not, people are doing it, so why not you? If other people are doing it, do they have 2 heads? No, everybody has 1 head. So if others are doing it, yes, you can. Okay, so remove every excuse, roll up your sleeves, and let's just get this done. All right? So remember, don't quit your job. Don't make any quick decisions. We must carefully and intentionally implement a strategy that will protect you from having a situation where you don't have money. Okay? So carefully and intentionally, no emotions, get your strategy done. And don't fight with your boss, don't fight with your supervisors. Keep it cool. Keep it very cool. Don't quit anything, just strategize, and we're gonna get there. All right? Now, for one-on-one counseling, connect with me, 780-680-1334. We're going to brainstorm and help you with some ideas. So this is the end of part 4. Watch out for part 5. And if this has been helpful, subscribe and share, and please encourage your friends to subscribe and share as well. So in closing, remember, if all you have is one job, you have a problem. So what we want to do is help you to get out of there, okay? Survive that problem, have a plan B, develop a plan B, and in part 5, I'm going to throw one more piece to the puzzle that will help you with that. So again, we need to avoid working till we drop. We need to find a way to work smarter and retire sooner. All right. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you and have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye bye.